Hello, welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. My name's Simon. This is my daily Bitcoin price action analysis. Hope you're well. Happy Saturday to you, first day of the weekend. It's amazing. I do a video every day and I still have to search to find out what day it is. Yes, but before I get straight into the price action, just want to remind you, it's not financial advice. Okay, now, some good news and bad news. Yeah, I think good news and bad news. The bad news, you can see right in front of your face. This is a 4-hour chart with an impulsive move down and what looks like a bear flag. So, potentially more downside. To put more, it is hovering around the midpoint of the range though. So, the longer it stays up here, the better. But the MACD is well and truly below the zero line, which is my little indicator for the likelihood of downside is greater than that of upside. If I switch down to the 15-minute, you can sort of put a bit more context this move. So this was the move yesterday that sort of negated this general uptrend that would be going on. Can't see the date there. But since the beginning of April, it was still range, and it's still within range. But there was clearly an uptrend there, and effectively, when price action was unable to deliver a higher high, relative to this high, when this happened, and then definitely when this happened, it negated this uptrend and became downtrend, and so. This was the key area. That's all in the past. Now, what's going on now is this is the 15-minute time frame, and you can see it's basically in a range. It's slightly over the very short time periods. It's slightly more upside, but with an impulsive move to the downside, followed by a corrective move to the upside. That, my friends, is a bear flag and generally signifies more downside. So, and also the MACD is below the zero line. So, yes, so that doesn't look good if you are an investor or interested in longing Bitcoin. Obviously, it's very good if you're shorting Bitcoin. At the moment, I'm neither, because I haven't had a good opportunity to get in to a trade in either direction. Even though I do a video every day, but the rest of my life means that I can't be looking at charts all day long, which is a shame because I would like to do that. But it's not a shame because the rest of my life is marvelous and I really appreciate it. You don't want to hear about that though, because that is all irrelevant. So yeah, crossing back to the upside on the MACD at the moment, hence shifting momentum to the upside rather than the downside is quite far away. However, when the MACD isn't close to the zero line, this is less accurate. Now, the overall flag or ascending triangle or whatever you want to call it is still intact, and it will remain intact really until Bitcoin gets back below this area. So to do that, really, it's got to get back down below 4-hour closures back below 64,300, call it 64,250, much easier to remember. Then, yeah, this is then well and truly negated and probably more of this downside action. You can see that as of the last move, let me move this thing out of the way. As of the last move, even on the 4-hour time frame, there is now a lower high. All right, so that is a downtrend until proven otherwise. Okay, what's that? 4.5 minutes? No, nearly 5. That's the bad news. Well, it's sort of bad news. I mean, it's only bad news on lower time frames. Switch to the daily. Oh, and then I'm just reminded myself to tell you something, but not right now. So the daily MACD is getting closer to the zero line, and interestingly, it will only cross below it when the price is around, I don't know, call it 58.5. And as I said, this reading tends to get more accurate the closer the MACD gets to the zero line. So, on the grand scale of things, that's getting quite close, I'd say, if you look at, all the historical, well, not all, but some of the historical data. So it's getting close-ish, which means this is probably reasonably accurate. But the closer this gets, the more likely this will rise up a bit. And, well, where's the bottom of the range? The bottom of the range is basically 59,000. So not a million miles away from there. So that's both good and bad news, because if the MACD crosses down on the daily, then that's more of a significant pullback probably in play, like, for example, here. So since the bottom, when on the daily, the MACD has been below the zero line only a few times, but they have been significant moves down. As you can see there and there, this was the bottom of the current bull market. So there have only been a few times along this whole run to the upside where the daily MACD has been below the zero line, and when that has occurred, it's been in the midst of a significant pullback rather than a range play. So that's interesting. 59,000 is clearly a key price for all time frames, but certainly for the daily, which is not a long time frame, but is neither a short. So yeah, I wanted to say that. And the other thing I wanted to bring up before I run out of time was my prediction. Now, clearly this week on Bybit hasn't closed, but so there is 1 day and 5 hours left until Bybit closes its weekly candle. But CME did close at midnight, no, whatever, 9 o'clock or something, I don't know, in the evening UK time. And that makes, not including this green candle, which was the first candle within the range, but you can't comment on a range when it's not a range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, oh dear, 5. So that's now 5 weeks going effectively sideways within a range. Now, if you don't know the significance of that, please go back and have a quick look at some of my other videos, because I talked about potentially 8 weeks sideways within this range for Bitcoin. And I think I said that maybe 1 or 2 weeks in. Now, I'm not blowing my own trumpet because, well, it doesn't matter. But the point of it is that it could go sideways. Bitcoin could go basically sideways within a range that is from the current all-time high down to about 59,000 or 60,000 on the weekly. As long as it doesn't break down below that, it's way more likely to break up. So despite what the lower time frames are saying, the higher time frames provide the good news. The lower time frames are providing the bad news. I think I'll leave it at that. That's all I wanted to say. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And if you haven't, then don't come back tomorrow, because you won't enjoy it, and I'll be doing it all again. Okay, take care. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow for Sunday. Bye-bye.